All right. We are at the top of the first live hour for the day, and now we have 2 minutes to mastermind, to ask questions. Does anybody have anything pressing that they would like to talk about, need support around? Oh, Suze, what you got to say, girl?
Yeah, I put in there, how do you come back to yourself and to your purpose? So thinking of, I mean, this hour is the live on purpose hour. And so we all have that time where we're like outside of ourselves. Or so are there things that we do that we can, I love systems, I love equations to be able to say that when this, then this. And so just wanting, I think that it would be great to go there since we've been, feeling that since it's been mentioned a couple of times. So just is there a system that people have to come back to themselves or to their purpose?
Okay. Anyone have any input that they would like to share?
Since it's fresh and I just did this weekend, and it was a practice that I did more frequently, and it was a good reminder for me to, okay, you can't just because you get to that moment of like, now I'm enlightened, you can't stop, you got to keep doing it. It's practice. That's why Buddhist monks do it every day. So the 4 questions are the 4 soul questions that I ask myself when I'm in that space of, who am I? And one of them is, who am I? And I meditate on that. What do I want? What am I grateful for? And what is my purpose? And just really getting out all of that external chatter, because we're getting constantly bombarded by our own shoulds. Everybody else shoulds. Everybody's shitting all over ourselves. And we're listening to media. We're listening to looking and comparing and listening to whatever's on the news. And so all that noise makes it really hard to figure out what it is that we're doing. So those 4 questions: who am I? What do I want? What am I grateful for? And what is my purpose?
I love that. And I love that you presented them as soul questions. Like, oh, yes. So good.
Yeah, I can't take credit for it. That's from Chopra. So
Okay.
not Oprah, Chopra.
Chopra.
Deepak Chopra.
The other Oprah.
The other Oprah.
Okay. Well,
I'll share at the end of the hour. I have some things that I do too, but we're at 10 after, so let's get to it, and then I'll share a system that I use too.
Cool. Sounds good. Looking forward to that. See you soon.
As far as just so what happens to me, like when I'm feeling like off track like that, or like typically the last place I can start is in my head and in the ethereal, but that's just because that's the way I'm wired. I find that, like, in order to get myself back on track, like I will go down this like mental, emotional rabbit hole that I can't easily come back from at all. So for me, it's about the physical, my 4 walls first, like sleeping, moving, eating, like there are just some like really physical things for me that I notice that's almost always where I've gone off track. It's kind of like I'm just a big child, right? Like when my kids would get fussy, I'd be like, oh my gosh, either they're tired, they're hungry, they're overstimulated, they're, like it's one of like 4 things. And fun fact, yeah, that is exactly who I am. And so like the best thing I can do is like get out in nature, take a walk, eat a really healthy meal that really resonates with me, drink a lot of water, just like it sounds kind of stupid, right? But at the same time, that is almost always like, if I can just do those things, then the whole world looks different one day later. I mean, I've got the exact same stuff on my plate, but if I'm okay, then it's okay.
Yeah. Can I just pause and rewind a little bit? with the it sounds stupid.
Oh, well, okay, it doesn't sound stupid. I meant, it sounds quite simple,
There we
but
go.
it's very true.
Yeah, simple is yes. Just wanted to because that, like, I love that we all are different and that we can take from that, because when I'm hungry, I'm a different person, so like, so in that, to be able to know that there are deeper sides to it, where the deep stuff needs to happen, and then there are other times where it's like, okay, give me a something, not a Snickers, because I don't like Snickers, but that's the commercial. So, but yeah, I love that. I love that we can find simplicity in the things, because then we're able to know it so that we can solve it sooner, so that we can do what we need to do.
Mhm.
Anything peanut butter for me, I love it. So
Peanut,
I love-
so funny thing about peanut butter, my husband says to me, it's not keto frosting, just so you know. That's
that's
what,
awesome. You're like, yeah, it is.
what?
That's
What?
awesome. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. The best thing that goes with peanut butter is a spoon. Okay, here, our son, he's 2.5 years old, and I mistakenly like scooped it out for him in front. It's like in front of him, and I was gonna put it on the bread, and he like reaches for the spoon. So now anytime he sees a peanut butter jar, he's like all in there with a spoon. So yes. I
A
love it.
spoon would be evidence for me, so I'm just gonna go full finger on that, and
I love it. I love it. That's awesome. That's awesome.
So I had to scroll up to see the question again, since we had like really different sides, which is super cool. So how do you come back to yourself and your purpose? So I love that Shelly has talked about that she was doing a think tank, because I think that's like my thing, is either I'm going out for a walk in nature, which I do every day. And that kind of gets my mind right away in the day. And then but when in the moment, I do breathing. So everything is about taking breath, and Coach K in our community calls them PQ reps. I do those with what she's taught me in there. But then the other piece is that think tank. So which is putting pen to paper, emptying out your mind, the negativity, the checklist, all of the things, and then like seeing what you got and moving forward in it there. So that's always a huge one for me, is putting pen to paper, like in the moments of overwhelm, to like feel like I don't know what I'm doing today. I'm not sure who I am today or where I'm supposed to be. That's always a starting point for me. So kind of a combination of both.
I love that
Yeah.
too, like in the think tanking, to be able to see what is true and what isn't. So like crossing off what isn't true and writing the opposite of what is true. And then something that I love, like I love creating sentences, or just a one-liner that is easy to know. So taking that think tank and either circling or highlighting the words that stand out to you, and then making a sentence out of it, just a one-liner sentence, so that you can come back to that, so that it's simple, so that it's easy. Just having that be like the end. Mhm.
Yeah, all great suggestions. I'm kind of with Leanna though. I'm like the quiet, like get still kind of solution. So okay. It is the top of the second hour. So we'll start with celebrations again. Suze,